In this video, I'll cover 3 general tips for your interview. The first one is that do quality practice. So mocks are pretty useful. They simulate the real environment. You get to ask questions, you are asked counter questions. But overdoing mocks does not help. There is a point of diminishing return when doing mocks. So what I instead recommend that you do a few mocks a day, but really quality ones. So how can you increase the quality? So there are a couple of things you could do. The first and the most important one is that you practice with a skilled candidate. You learn a lot from an experienced interviewer who has done a couple of interviews. So make sure that if you get an opportunity to do that, grab it. The second that I would recommend is to always keep some time for debriefing and analyzing. So keep 10 minutes for you to give feedback to your mock partner, how you did, what you could improve, what are things that went right, and similarly ask them to give honest feedback. The third thing that I'll recommend here is that maintain a journal that after every mock write what was the question, how did you approach, what went right, what did not. This might take you 3-4 extra minutes, but it's really helpful. This will help improve the quality of the practice that you are doing and help the response that you are giving in the interview. So that's the one, that is prioritize doing quality practice over practice. The second thing I'll recommend is do focus on the delivery of your content in the interview as well. There are a couple of frameworks out there which are pretty helpful. I'll highlight a few, but you can dive deeper into specific courses that are out on communication. For example, the one that is pretty helpful is Aristotle's framework, which is, let's say you're doing a presentation. One of the approach that he recommends is first tell what you're going to tell, then tell what you wanted to tell, and then recap what you told. So this is pretty helpful, helps the audience remember what you told them and makes it easy for them to grasp. For example, let's say I was asked a question that tell me a time when I used an insight to launch a product. So first I'll give a context that this was the situation when I was in 2018 as a product manager in this particular firm, and this is what I did. And then I'll tell the details of the story, and then finally I'll recap. So this is what happened and this is what I learned. So it's a pretty helpful framework in many interview questions. The second communication framework that is helpful is rule of 3. So generally a trio of events is more memorable, interesting. If you give less than 3 points, then it's too few. If you give more than 3 points, it's very hard to remember. It's too much at times. So whenever for most questions like brainstorm problems, come up with solution, aim for 3 unless there is a strong reason not to do that. The third thing that you can do to improve delivery is to take pauses. And most of the good candidates who do well in interviews take pauses, so there is nothing awkward about it. So unless the pauses don't help you, don't feel awkward taking it. It helps do 2 things. One is that it gives you time to recollect your thoughts. And second, the interviewer sitting in front of you has to take notes that goes to the hiring committee. So it gives them time to take good notes. So that's the second point, is to focus also on improving the quality of delivery of your content. The third thing I'll recommend is to get a partner in doing this practice. And there are multiple ways you could get a partner. For example, you could reach out to an online forum. There are multiple forums where you could get PM partners, tech partners to practice. You could practice with friends and family. One of the good thing here is that you can practice often, frequently. They can watch the trend, that how you improve your pattern of mistakes. You could also form a peer group with your friends who are preparing for similar PM roles. The fourth thing you could also do is hire an experienced coach who can do an interview, but that does come at a cost. What I would recommend is mix and match, right? Maybe try doing one with an experienced coach, and then keep a close circle of either peers and friends where you practice more frequently so that they can analyze the trends and your pattern of mistakes. So these are my 3 tips for your interview preparation.